Zuck versus Elon fire.
No, he's checking out. What? That's
I don't think he's checking it out.
Yeah, no, he's checking out.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Buck.
Maybe he's listening.
Suck.
Suck.
I'll goad him into fighting using taunts.
It might work.
Yeah.
Somehow or another, you got him to agree in the first place. I was stunned.
Surely he will respond to a taunt like that.
Yeah, surely. How can you resist? How can you resist? Yeah,
exactly. Let's go full schoolyard taunting.
What if there was like real consequences on the line? What if you guys had a real bet?
Okay.
The moderation team from X takes over moderation of Facebook if you win.
No problem. Sounds good.
And if he wins, vice versa.
There's a fight for civilization.
Yeah, a literal fight for civilization.
I'll do it.
Wow. Heavy.
He was posting all these fight videos, and then someone on Twitter at the time said, "Hey, you should fight Zuck." And I said, well, "I'm willing to fight if he is." And then Zuck posted, I think on Instagram or something, name the place or something to that effect. And I was like, "Okay, how about the Vegas Octagon?" And then Italy actually was willing to let us use the Coliseum. And I was like, can't turn that down. But then, if it's going to be in the Coliseum, we're not like, I like UFC and everything, but we don't have like tons of ads and UFC branding on the Coliseum because it's a historical place. It's a place of great history. You don't want to just have it be all like NASCAR. So then Zuck pulled out. He used the pull out method.
So he pulled out of it. He pulled out of it?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the narrative? What'd you hear, Jamie?
I don't remember.
I'm willing to. So he was like, "Oh no, it's got to be UFC rules." I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna have UFC rules in the Coliseum. It's fine, but we got to respect the historical integrity of the place."
The Coliseum just seems like the coolest place to do it. That's why.
Like
of
Gladiator.
Course. Oh yeah.
Come on.
And if they said it's okay.
Yeah.
So he just wants it to be in the actual UFC in Vegas.
Yeah, so then he said, "Oh, he accused me of not being serious." And I said, "Look, listen. At the end of the day, if I'll fight you any place, anywhere, under any rules."
Oh.
Zuck. That's what I said. So he said name of the place. I'm like, I'm happy to fight him in a house, on a mouse, with a louse. We're gonna go full Dr. Seuss here.
Now, how much time?
I'm way bigger than him. This is unfair.
I know you.
I don't think you should fight me
because you're so much bigger than him.
Yeah, I'm like 50% heavier than him.
Yeah.
I'll just use I've got my patented walrus move. I just lie on him.
Walrus move?
Like walrus doesn't need martial arts training.
Right.
Because it's really big. Right. You don't want to go wrestling a walrus. If a horse falls on you, you can get trapped under a horse.
Right, but you're not a horse.
Listen, there's just a reason they have weight categories. There's a friend of mine who is pretty good at fighting, but she weighs about half of what I do. And I said, let me show you why there's weight categories in fighting. And I'm going to do a move called the walrus, and you have to I'm just going to lie on you. I'm not going to put you in a lock or anything. I'm just going to lie on you. But I'm going to position myself such that it's hard to get out from under me. And I'm going to lie crossways on you, and you try to get away, and you won't be able to get away, because you couldn't. Just, if a horse falls on you, you can get trapped under a horse.
Right, but you're not a horse. What do you weigh, about 230?
Yeah, 240, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a horse, but I'm saying in the limit, if something's heavy enough, if a horse falls on you and dies, you can get trapped under a horse and not be able to get yourself out.
But if someone's good enough, I'm sure you've seen absolute weight classes in jiu-jitsu where you'll get a 145-pound competitor who strangles a 220-pound competitor, and they're both well-trained.
That's unlikely.
It's not unlikely. It happens quite often. Okay. When you get elite competitors, like elite black belts at the 145, 155-pound weight limit, you'd be shocked.
You'll be shocked, too. If you calculated the yearly cost of your PPV and cable bill, it would be $1,450 at least. So what's the solution, you might ask? It's iWatchMac's streaming platform. You will have access to everything you might wish for. UFC PPVs, boxing PPVs, latest movies, latest TV shows, football aka soccer, at no extra cost. So what are you waiting for? Scan this QR code or go to iWatchMax.com to check if you qualify.
There's a ton of videos of these guys who will strangle much larger black belts.
I'm not saying it's impossible, it's just highly unlikely. And if this were not the case, there would not be strict weight categories in martial arts.
That is true, but
Very strict
the
weight categories.
reason why they allow absolutes in jiu-jitsu is because it is the thrill of watching these smaller people go against much larger people, and sometimes they win.
No, I just like armies, when people take note when a small army defeats a big army because it is so unusual,
Yes.
not because it's normal.
Right.
If it's like, it was 2 against 10,000, and boy, did we beat those 2 guys up.
Yeah.
more likely what happens. If you're severely outnumbered, you will lose, almost certainly.
So look at the size difference between these two guys. Play it out. This is Mikey Musumeci, who is another fascinating individual. This guy is another super genius who trains every day, 12 hours a day, and he is competing against a black belt in the heavyweight division. Mikey Musumeci might weigh 145 pounds, and he beats this guy.
Guy doesn't look to be in super great shape.
He's enormous.
Yeah.
He's enormous, and he's a black belt, so he's skilled. I forget how Mikey wins this. He catches him at some. So he won by points?
Yeah, so I wasn't sure
okay,
exactly
so he
what
won by
happened
points.
I think you're making the point for me here.
Yeah. In that case. But
Yeah.
that guy's strangled a lot of much larger people than him. But again, he's extraordinary. He's a world champion. He's a world champion for ONE, which is this huge organization in Singapore. They do these events where they have all kinds of different martial arts. They have MMA, Thai boxing.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you would do it under any rules?
sure.
All right, let's go. I like the fact that you're interested in doing this. It's fun. It makes it fun.
Yeah, this could be an exercise in hubris.
We can find out.
Yeah.
We can find out. I like the fact that Zuck's interested in it too. I like the fact that he trains so much. Right.
Because he's
But
going to roll on you.
have you ever rolled with someone who's much smaller than you that does jujitsu?
Yes.
Lex. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did
Yeah.
10 years of martial arts.
How much have you trained personally?
I did for a decade of it.
You did a lot of karate, right?
I did
Judo.
judo, Kyokushinkai, karate.
Yeah.
I did some jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, street fighting, which was involuntary. I think I'd be decent. The things that if I was fighting someone where I was not much bigger than them, then I would be more concerned.
How much time would you need to prepare?
I don't need any time.
No time at all?
No.
How's your cardio?
That will not be a factor.
Really?
Yeah.
Very What's the likelihood of this actually happening?
I'm willing to do it anytime, anywhere, any place, any role.
I think stating it this way might
Yeah.
accelerate this process,
Great.
especially on this platform.
I mean,
Make
I
this
challenge him to a duel under any circumstances.
A sword fight?
Sure.
Jesus. That's not necessary.
Pistols at dawn.
That's not necessary. It's just fun. And I'm glad you're
Yeah.
interested just for the fun of it.